Okay, so we're changing what we're doing from things that satisfy a function to determining whether or not something is a function. And so what we're going to do to start with this is we're going to look at all of the graphs first. So this video is just going to do the graph on each problem. And just to be clear, dun, 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 this equation does not match with this table, and neither one of those match with this set, and neither one of those match with this graph. So each one of these is separate and different, and we're going to talk about how to handle the equation, the graph, and all these things separately. We're going to start with the graph, though, because I think it's something that you've talked about before with your teacher. And with the graph, the easy way to tell if it's a function is whether or not it passes what we call the vertical line test. So if I can draw a vertical line like I'm doing right now, and I hit the line that was graphed in more than one spot, it is not a function. And so like my line on the far right here, I hit at that point, and at that point I hit in two spots. So that's more than one. So this is not a function. And I only need to make one vertical line. It only takes one vertical line that hits in more than one spot to prove that the thing is not a function. So if I can go like this and run into more than one spot on the graph, then it is not a function. So we're supposed to select all relations that are a function. That one is not, because I run into the line in more than one spot with a vertical line. Let's take a look at the next graph. At the next graph, you'll notice I can draw a vertical line wherever I want, and I only hit the green graph in one spot. So since I'm only hitting in one spot with any vertical line that I could draw, let's just use this line for instance. See how I only hit in one spot? I only hit right here. That's true for everywhere on that graph. So C is a function. Okay. Move on to the next page in the next graph. Again, with the graph, we just need the vertical line test. And so I'm just going to swipe some vertical lines here. You can see I'm not hitting in more than one spot, no matter where I put a vertical line. So in the case of this one, C is a function. Next, what number is this? Number 4. Number 4 is kind of interesting because if I draw a line here, I only hit in one spot. But if I draw a line over here, I do hit in two spots. So it doesn't matter where I can draw the line and hit more than one spot. If I can draw a line anywhere on the graph and hit more than one spot, again, it's a vertical line. That means that the whole thing is not a function. All right. Number 5. Again, we see this blue line here. I can draw as many vertical lines as I want, and I'm never going to hit the graph in more than one spot. So, C would be a function. Next, again, I can draw any vertical line, and I only hit one spot. So, it's a function. Next, you can probably tell by now, this red line that is already on the graph, I could draw as many vertical lines as I want. I'm only going to hit in one spot. So, passes the vertical line test. It is a function. Number 8. Here I only hit one spot, only hit one spot, only hit one spot. But over here, I actually hit 3 spots. So since there is at least one vertical line that I could draw, and I hit more than one spot on the graph, that means the whole thing is not a function. Let's see how many more of these we've got here. Okay, not too many. So again, vertical line test. We only hit in one spot. So, yep, that's a function. And this next one, it's kind of tricky. You got to be careful. Recognize that this right here and this right here are not touching. They're on opposite sides of the y-axis. And so anywhere that I draw a vertical line, I'm only hitting one spot. So it's a function. One on that side, one on that side. Yes, it's a function. And last page here. Here I hit two spots right there and right there. So in this case, C is not a function. And down here, I make a vertical line, and if I only hit in one spot, which I do, this is going to be a function. So we tackled the graphs first on this one because they're the easiest ones. We'll come back and we'll talk about the equations next. And then I'll be back with the tables, and then probably last those what we call sets of numbers there. So that's it for this video. I'll be back with some more soon.